no. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me? I see. That's how they did it in Avatar, remember? They're like, I see you. It's kind of frozen.
Damn.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're
Okay.
not moving either. Like every now and then you'll like glitch.
How about now? Still kind of the same?
Now the sound's way off. Yo.
That's wild.
These are so fun. It's raining here, so I don't have great signal.
Well, you in the country.
Yeah, this is my backyard.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's lit. It's a big backyard.
Yeah. Damn, I wanted to sit outside.
You got a little thing over you, like a.
I mean, my roof comes out kind of far, like it covers it.
Like, set it up like right outside the door, maybe. I don't know. Just throwing some things out there.
Maybe I can sit in the garage like I originally planned. Okay. This is what I've mostly been trying to figure out where I was gonna sit.
Okay.
How are you?
Oh, I am super fantastic.
Oh,
I am super fantastic. How you doing?
I'm really, really good. I'm really, really good.
That's good. I learned that from an older guy, should I say. He's like 60 something, 61. And he was like, that's how he lives his life. And that's the quote he always says anytime somebody asks him how he's doing, he's like, I'm super fantastic. I'm like, wow, that's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. And I feel like that brightens up others' days as well, especially if someone else is having a. You ain't hear none of that? Sorry, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll be right back right after these. I don't have any messages, but we'll be back.
This is my last resort.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
you just gotta thug it out in the rain.
You said what?
I said you just gotta thug it out in the rain. Okay. Yeah. It's not. No, your screen is freezing.
Cold out.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now your screen is kind of. Sorry, we're gonna get right. In a second. Oh, it's so soft. And oily. Magic by. That was really good.
Wait, don't. I might miss it. What is it? What's my skin?
Oh, this right here. I'm not advertising. This is just I'm showing.
Oh, I was like, oh, look at you.
Right. Yeah. I went to this herb shop that's like right up the street from my house, and they sell like black soap, shea butter, herbs, and spices and stuff like that. And I'm running low on stuff. I had to get some, and I saw the shea butter, and I was like, he got a bunch of different other ones, but this one it smells so good. It smells like summer.
Is that what it's called?
No, that's just what it smells like. But it does say turquoise summer, so.
Yeah, that's always like, is that not what it is?
Yeah. I was like, yep, that's how summer would smell. You gotta smell it with your eyes. You gotta smell it with your eyes. It smells good too. I'm sorry, I'm excited. I get excited when I get like.
I'm in the store just.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, ooh, put that back. Why would they make that?
Right.
Very judgmental. I'm not gonna lie.
Very, very. Cucumber should never be a smell.
No, that's gross.
Yeah.
That's gross.
That should never be a smell.
It doesn't ever come out well. Okay, yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm really good, actually.
That's good. Yeah, you all set? You all ready to go to the gym after this?
No.
Okay. That's okay.
I have volleyball tomorrow, and then I have Hot Works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh.
And then nothing Friday and Saturday.
Oh, so you're just doing something today just to kind of get active, keep in shape, stuff like that?
Yes.
I feel you.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you.
How about you? Are you still do you still like go do like training and stuff or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the military.
How often is that? Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, how often do you have to go and do that? If I can ask.
Yeah.
Be in your business.
It's all good. No, I train one weekend out of the month.
Oh, okay. Is it like you have to go somewhere?
Yeah, so like this time around, we had to go to what's called McCready. It's a training center. It's in South Carolina. It's called McCready Training Center, and we had to stay out in the field for 4 days. It's called FTX, Field Training Exercise, FTX. And basically, you have to simulate if you were to get deployed, and you'd have to be like in a field or in a combat environment for a certain amount of time. So the way the simulation worked, we didn't get to shower at all for 4 days. For one, terrible, yeah. So and you're just out there. You're out there. You got tents set up.
4 days.
4 days, and you in the environment. You whatever. If it's hot, if it's cold, you just gotta deal with it. And then you're getting like attacked because they're simulating ambushes. So it's like you got people in the woods that are coming out to attack you, and you got your weapon, and you got to sleep with your weapon, and basically you got to sleep with everything on. So you don't really get a lot of sleep. So it's like you'll get maybe 2 hours of sleep, and then you get woken up by like bombs going off at night. You gotta go out there and defend the line, and then once the attack stops, then you gotta try to go back to sleep. And then you got missions that you're running throughout the day because you're going out. Because I'm a truck driver, so we gotta go out get supplies, or we gotta go out and find enemies where they may be, so that way we can prevent them from entering our base. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Is that the word you use for that?
Yeah. Hey, you gotta make the best of it. I'm telling you, because it's a mind.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because no,
I'm telling.
It does not sound fun.
Because oh my.
Are you okay? Do you need a hug? Are y'all okay?
We're this is what we train for.
He's like, we're making it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The worst part I'll say was the weather, because it was cold at night.
The weather, yeah, that would. I'd be like,
it's cold. Just to lock me up.
Lock me up.
I'm telling you.
Put me in solitary. I'll meditate. No.
I'm telling you, man. It's like the worst part is just your feet. Your feet be cold and they don't warm up. It's like
cold toes is the worst.
Yeah. And then your whole body is kind of cold, and it's like you're deciding between, do I want to get up? Because if I get up, my heat spot is gonna be gone. Now I gotta warm back up again. It's just it's exciting.
I made a video. I said video instead of video, but I made a video after my hot work session the other night. And one of the trainers on the videos, every time she says it, I start crying. I swear to God, every time I'm working out and she says this, I start crying. She said, "What's your threshold?" And then she was like, "Threshold, where comfortable meets uncomfortable." And I was like, That is so important.
Ooh, we starting off good.
I know. I cry every time. Every time.
What's your
Because it's
threshold?
like, what's your threshold?
Wow.
And that's where comfortable meets uncomfortable. How far can you push yourself in those moments?
What's your Sorry, I'm writing notes.
All about roofing. I want roof skill.
Wow. What is your threshold? Now, are you crying because you're pushing yourself beyond your limits?
Yes. Yes. Because you can feel it. Because it's like a hit workout. So Hot Works. Do you know what Hot Works is?
You explained it to me, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a. It's kind of like a row machine.
Okay.
But it's like a 15-minute cycle. It's like a hit workout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It takes me to my limit every single time. So every time she says that, I just cry because I'm like, this is so hard. Like, this hurts. This hurts everywhere. And me for years, I have wanted to go to the gym and like get myself together physically. And I'll start off really strong and then I'll just give up. I'm just like, oh, I don't really need it. Like, like
Right.
I'm okay.
Right.
Excuses. And so this year, like, I've been like super serious about it. I found the perfect Hot Works is basically perfect for me because I just wanted a sauna for real and to do Pilates and yoga. So it's keeping me there. It's been a couple months and I'm pretty consistent with it. So
That's
yay
awesome.
me. But
Congrats.
yeah, every time she says it, I'm just like, how did you
know? She can see that give up. She see them. She see the reps ain't repping like they used to.
Right.
That's awesome. That same principle can be applied to life too. When you're
exactly.
That's tough. You know what's funny though? That relates to kind of what me and my coach was talking about the other night. And I was telling him like most of the things that we do are habitual. And even if we fall off or even if we take a day off or whatever, you don't beat yourself up about it because you know that you've developed the practice, you've developed the habit, and it's a ritual at this point. Because the way it works to me, there's tiers to it. First, you're just doing it and you're getting acclimated. Then you do it so much to where it becomes a habit, and then you do it to the degree to where it becomes a ritual. And a ritual is basically something that you become. And the fact that you're doing what it is that you do is commendable because I had another coach that was saying, look, it's hard to get back once you've like in the gym wise, once you exit the gym and try to get back, it's hard to get it back. So whatever you're doing right now, just stick with it. Because it really is. As you get older, it's just like, look, you don't want to work out, and then you decide like, oh, I gotta work out now. It's like
now you have no choice. Exactly.
Yeah. So, and that's awesome. You're embracing something that a lot of people don't do. Embracing just that suck, that moment to where it's like you know you want to quit, and your body's telling you stop. This is it. You can't do no more. But you know in your mind tells you can do so much more. Because the body is just an extension of what the mind is. And your mind is always telling you, no, keep going. Keep going.
One more. Just keep saying one more.
One more.
Just one more. Okay, one more.
No.
But I think it helps that the ladies in the little videos are up on the wall, very encouraging at the same time. So I'm like, you're right. I can do this, Katie. I don't know what her name is. I can never remember what it is. But she's really good at her job, let me tell you.
That's tough. Every time I'm working out, I have this playlist, right? Shout out to ET.
I was just gonna say, what's your playlist?
Yeah. I was listening to it earlier before we got on, and it was called Beast Mode. And it was like anytime I'm doing like my reps and I feel like I'm reaching that last point, I just say to myself, beast mode. Beast mode. That's just that one more. Oh. Yeah. I love it. Beast mode. That's what it is when you're in the gym. It's just like, it just brings out that in you. That's the purpose. And so
you have to hit that moment. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So that's just it. That's the playlist that I have, and that's the audio that I've been listening to today, as of today, I'm gonna start listening to it throughout the week. But that's what he was saying. It was E.T., it was Robin Williams.
I love E.T.
Yo, E.T., man, he'll fire you up.
When I'm in my Pilates class, like after I do the 15-minute cycle, I'll then go do a 45-minute in the regular sauna, and I'll either do Pilates or meditate or yoga or whatever. And that's what I listen to while I'm in there. You would think it would be calming music. No, it's E.T. over here yelling at me.
I swear, firing you up, just sitting in the sauna. I feel like there's something
crying and sweating at the same time.
Man, that's a powerful moment though. You just sweat. Now you just sit in the sauna and you listen to something like that. That's powerful.
Because it's like, it's nice to be asked, why are you here? Why are you doing this? Because while you're there and you attach it to that place, that activity, that feeling, to your why, it makes it so much easier to get up and do it because it's your why. It's part of that now. Like like you said, it's like it becomes part of that ritual, that feeling, that association. You want it to be connected in some way. For me, anyways, that's how I've connected it, thinking about those things with E.T.'s voice, because I also listen to him at home in the morning. A quick little 10-minute video of E.T. in the morning, I'm good to go. Let's go. We're taking on the day.
Tell you, can't nothing stop you today.
Okay.
Can't nothing stop you today. Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. That honestly, we're not gonna take up too much because you got things to do and things of that nature. So I did have a topic for us to talk about, and I have little subtopics to talk about. So we're just gonna get right into it. And I'm gonna make a longer version video of this too. So be on the lookout for that. So the topic is trust God, trust the process, and stay consistent. Trust God, trust the process, and stay consistent. I feel like everything that we go through is literally just a process, right? And through going through that process, there's gonna come times where you start to doubt and second guess and question whether or not you should continue, or is this even what your life path is supposed to be right now? And so in those moments, I feel like that's when you truly need to tap into your inner being and be like, yo, what are you trying to teach me? And that's where God comes in. You start to trust that there is an intention behind you going through what it is that you're going through. And so when you do that and you stay consistent.
Good or bad.
Good or bad. Good or bad.
Favorable or unfavorable. However you want to feel about the moment.
Big facts. And when you're staying consistent with that too, you start to evolve and transform into something or someone or a being that you didn't even think was possible. But that's the thing about it. Whenever you're asking for certain things and whenever you're affirming and manifesting certain things, those require certain beings to come out of you. That requires you to become a certain different type of person. So that's what we're going to talk about. Little subtopics. Getting addicted to learning. Getting addicted to learning. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Outlasting the pain. Like what you going through right now, just outlasting it.
That's perfect. I love it.
And remembering who you are, right? In all aspects, just remembering who you are and identifying who you are. That's the next topic too. Identifying who are you. That's the biggest question that I feel like you get whenever you're on this spiritual journey. Just figuring out, who are you? Who am I? Not some title, not what my parents or friends or loved ones view me as. Who am I? We'll talk about what the key to happiness is as well. What's the key to happiness? I got a word for it, but I'm gonna figure out what your key to happiness is, and that's it. So you're gonna start off.
I love it.
Yeah. Start off with what comes to your mind when I say trust God, trust the process, and stay consistent. What comes to your mind? By the way, do you hear the music in the background? It's very soothing. Okay.
Every now and then it sounds like a little flute playing, but that's about it.
Okay.
So it sounds good. I guess I can take this off since I got the heat on. Trust God, trust the process, and stay consistent. get to, for me, this is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Get to a place that feels good, figure out what you're doing, keep doing that. And as things start to change and shift and get either better, doesn't have to, I'm not saying be okay with terrible circumstances, but wherever life takes you, um, changes happen for a reason. There are waves and flows of the way that things go. You might be going this way because you're about to shoot up this way. It, the, the universe had to get you out of one situation so that it could take you to the next one. So it things shape out so differently than we expect. Just be consistent and know that you will be okay. It's going to work out if you're staying consistent in those things that you've figured out for you, because it looks different for everybody, right?
Right.
So find that for you. Stay consistent. What are you doing daily? How are you speaking to yourself? What do the relationships around you look like? What is your routine looking like?
Mm-hmm.
How are we getting to this point? Stay consistent with that. Give yourself grace. I think that's huge. Give yourself grace during that whole process.
True indeed. True indeed.
Oh, keeps
Yourself grace.
keeps for
I
you.
like that. You said a lot of powerful things. That was the most powerful one. And you said get to a place that feels good too. I think that's
Yeah,
really important. I mean, there's always talk of like people living in the uncomfortable or being comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? That doesn't
yeah,
mean you have to constantly be uncomfortable, but you have to be constantly growing and elevating. Like you can
yeah,
enjoy the fruits of your labor. You can enjoy
absolutely.
all the work and effort that you put in. That doesn't mean get complacent because I feel like there's a difference between complacency and comfortability. Like
Yeah.
right now, comfortable, at home, chilling,
Mhm.
kind of we working, but I'm in a relaxed environment. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I'm not complacent. I'm
Right.
always my mind. You're always feeding your mind,
Yeah.
feeding your body. You're working out. You're making sure that you're staying in shape. Because you want to make sure
Yeah.
you're mobile, and that helps the mental as
Mhm.
well. So
Yep.
we're constantly working on ourselves. We're constantly making sure that we're the best version of ourselves, and we show up as such. Um,
Yeah.
and that's what comes to mind for me when I hear trust God and trust the process, because I feel like we get downloads. Like you're intuitive. You're like an intuitive empath, and I'm an
Mhm.
intuitive empath too. And we get downloads, and we just act on those impulses, and that is what delivers the results that we get because we
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah.
We just trust, and even if it doesn't make sense, we still just go along with it because we know that that's just something guiding us to the next step, to the next step, and to the next step, which ultimately guides us
Mhm.
to our ultimate goal. And that's just the process in itself. And I think trusting and staying consistent are both kind of two in the same. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
when you're consistently doing something, you're building trust with yourself because you trust in your
Yes. Yes.
abilities.
Yes. Yes.
You know, you trust in your
Trust in
capabilities.
your abilities. Yes. Trust in your capabilities.
Mm,
Absolutely.
exactly. You trust that you're gonna
You've
get it.
made it through some tough times before. You have a track record of it.
Mm,
Trust that it will happen again for you.
mm. Yeah, you push past your threshold. You know, and that you
Hello.
trusted yourself.
Exactly.
Normally, somebody would have just been like, "Nah, I'm good,"
Yeah. Mm-mm. Nope. This is too
But
hard. This is too much.
others see something in you, though. You know, others see something great in you, and they want to just push you towards that greatness, even if you're not ready for it, or even if you're uncomfortable with it. Right? It's not that you're not ready;
Mhm.
you're just uncomfortable with it, but you're capable.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. That is awesome. We
And
are.
it's so interesting because everyone's threshold is just everyone's on a different level because their threshold is different.
Facts. You know,
Oh, this could
it,
get
it
deep.
huh?
I'm thinking this could get deep. We were talking about generational curses and things like that earlier, so I'm like, this can get deep. Let me calm down. Just go. Just talk.
Yo, These conversations, I love them. These are high levels.
We'll go for hours, please.
I'm telling you.
Please.
Bro. Okay, so that is funny because the saying, new levels, new devils makes sense, right? Because I feel like with each new level, you're introduced. I feel like when you reach certain levels, you're introduced to like some kind of obstacle or some kind of self-doubt, and that lets you know that you're on the peak of that next level. I feel like that is your indicator, and that's that new devil, because it's like you're doing something new, and that new thing is meant to push you to where you want. But then there's that doubtful voice that's always just in the background, like, you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Sure you want to do this? How you know? You say you're
right.
doing that, but really, do you really believe that? Come on now.
Right.
And it's just a constant battle. It's like a war that you're having with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
It's okay, it's okay because it's always growing you to a better version of yourself.
And we're all going through it. We're all going through the same thing. I think we forget that a lot of the time, that like you're going through stuff on the inside. Me too. Like that's where I have learned to give people grace, because I give myself grace and vice versa. It's so hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna ever sit here and say that it's all just so easy to get to a good place when the trauma runs deep and the things that we go through and the way that society is. Like I'm very realistic to that it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's what we are doing. We did not see. We did not see it. Like we didn't get that from somewhere else. It had to start with us, right?
Right.
And it's hard to get to that point.
That's right. That's right. That goes to that kind of goes into this lesson right here. It's kind of inverted, but don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better.
Wish you were better. Yes.
It doesn't get easier, but you just get better. I ain't gonna lie. While I was on live for a little moment by myself, because I was under the impression that you was coming on, I was talking.
That was so bad.
That was so bad. It's all right though. We on the same page now. We on the same frequency.
Yes.
And I was talking, and I was like, "Yo, life is always gonna be difficult, and the way the economy is going right now, it's only gonna get harder." But for those who are not hoping things get easier or wishing they had less problems, they're the ones who are developing, like us, developing more skills, who are getting stronger, so that way that we can live a life that a lot of people only wish for.
Yeah.
And we help other people to maximize and become greater versions of themselves too. But that's what we're doing. Like this right here, this is like being in the gym. This is exercise. You know what I mean?
No, it really is. It really is.
Yeah. And it starts like that. It starts with these small rooms, and then it grows into something just magnificent. But that's not for us to decide. The only thing that's in our power is how we show up and when we show up. That's it. So, next topic, because we're going on 28 minutes now. Getting addicted to learning. Let me tell you, everybody's addicted to something. I don't care who.
Right.
Everybody's got a vice. And not all vices are healthy. Not all vices are healthy. But I will tell you this. The best addiction that you could ever accumulate is the one of learning. And what do I mean by that? Matter of fact, first off, what comes to your mind, Alisha, when you hear get addicted to learning? What comes to your mind?
It's so funny because on my whiteboard in my room, like one of my little like calendar things, it says on the little sidebar, "What did you learn today?" And it's just a question that I ask myself, and I started it sometime last year, I think, where it hit me like, there's so much cool information out there. There's just things that I don't know. A man that knows anything knows that he knows nothing at all.
Thanks.
So it's like, what can I go and learn? Because I have no idea about it. Like, is that not exciting? Like, you just have to get excited about that, because there's so much that you don't know. And especially if you're in an unhappy place or in a tough spot, go learn something. That's how we move through this life. We learn. And if you purposely go out and do it, you're already naturally going to do it. But if you then purposely go out and do it consciously,
Yeah, you win.
there ain't too much. You're just winning at that point. Like,
Yeah, for real.
what?
It's only up from there. That's funny.
Only.
It's only up. And I'll be honest. I said it again. I said it earlier too in the live. The only thing that is different from our generation, millennials, to the older generation is just work ethic. We're blessed because we're living in a society now where information is abundant. There's so much out there. There's nothing you
There's
can't.
so much.
What? So much. There's nothing you can't
I was
learn.
talking to a robot yesterday. Like,
See, there's information out there, and you're in the process of just absorbing it all, because you got that mindset. And I feel like that's the thing that is not saying wrong, but that's the difference in our society, right? A lot of people are lazy. A lot of people are not willing to do the work. And honestly, I feel like the work is really not that hard because we have all of these things at our disposal. I mean, we got tablets, we got phones, we got Google, we got AI. Literally, it's getting easier.
Yeah.
It's getting easier to do so many things. You can build $1 million business.
Just things.
You know what I mean?
It's just easier to do things. Like,
it's just so easy. Like, life is getting easier or more complicated. Maybe we're just like growing at a pace to where it's getting easier. Because I was talking to somebody on our team, and she didn't know what AI was, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, "You don't know what that is?" She didn't know like AI. It was like I was talking another language. I was like,
no, I had the exact same conversation like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "What?
Like,
How do you not know?" Like, we were both confused. They were confused. I was confused. It was just a very confusing conversation.
Like,
what?
Okay, I can try to explain this, but it's like I can give AI is artificial intelligence, and it's like you got to get a whole breakdown, but
It's
you got
like access to database, like to everything.
It's like Google 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a man that knows anything knows that he doesn't know anything at all. So we know that we don't know anything, and it's easy to just go and get. If we want to know something, we can find it real quick. Some people are just not in that place where they question themselves enough to know. Some people, everybody knows know-it-alls. It's not that they're lazy. They think they know how life goes.
Oh, wait. Run that back. Run that back.
Lazy. That's different than being lazy.
So, hold on. Break that down again one more time. You're saying that it's not that they're lazy. You're saying that they don't know, like they just don't know them?
They don't, and we were talking about capability. They don't know that they are capable of being able to figure these things out. We know because a man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. They are not aware that they don't know what's really going on. They see technology and they're like, that's too much. Oh, it's gonna be, the robots are gonna take over, nobody's gonna have jobs, that whole thing. Because they don't know that they can change that narrative and use such information for themselves.
Right. They're
So
not
it's
wrong.
not that they're lazy. We were talking about it earlier. That's their truth.
That's their truth.
Only you can change your truth, but at the end of the day, it is your truth.
At the end of the day, it's your truth. That's it.
It's your truth.
That's it. When I hear get addicted to learning, I think of habits. I'm at the point, like, I've noticed it today, right? Because sometimes I'm on YouTube, and I'm kind of a gamer, right? I love video games. And I like to stay up to date on, the latest video games and stuff like that. And I watch like walkthroughs and stuff. But I find myself like, that's cool. But I always find myself wanting to learn like I'll be wanting to listen to podcasts. I'll be wanting to listen to my favorite speakers and just learn. And I've
Yep.
gotten into this mode now where I just want to learn. I just want to just absorb information and apply it. Not just absorb it, but apply it as well. Because I want to grow. I want to evolve. And that's my whole being. That's my whole essence now. And that kind of goes back to what I said earlier about, not beating yourself up and understanding that you already have the habit within you. And I feel like over the years, it's just something that I naturally gravitate towards now. I naturally gravitate towards things that are educational and things that are inspiring and things that I can learn from, and people as well that are inspiring and, people that I can learn from and stuff like that. And so I think we need to have not only an addiction to learning, but we need an addiction to action as well. Like, we need to be able to implement as soon as we have this information in our minds,
Yes.
So, I mean, but that's a good thing though. At least you're learning. If you're not doing anything, at least you're taking in the information. And I could give somebody that much. Because if you have that mindset to listen to a podcast like that and sit for an hour, I feel like you're a person that takes action. Because nobody just sits there and listens to something like that just for an hour just to listen.
To have that discipline, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so,
you know that you're getting information. You know that you can find something valuable in this.
You know what I started doing? Well, started back doing? I play certain frequencies at night. Like, I'll just have like different frequencies playing, like the song bowls and stuff like that. And let me tell you, the dreams be dreaming.
I know.
The dreams be dreaming. I'll be like, yo, and I can see it and like control it. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. I'm still learning that control part.
Yeah, me too. Just the experiencing part, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah. Because it's like I wake up refreshed, more refreshed.
You do.
Yeah.
It's a different sense of like here, kind of.
I was listening to I was listening to a sound last night. And I think it was like like a 4, what was it, hertz? Hold on, I gotta see it. But it was a certain frequency that helps to restore your circadian rhythm, put your circadian rhythm back in alignment. And I felt like I needed it at the time because my sleep pattern was sporadic for a moment. It's just a song bowl. It doesn't have certain frequencies. But yeah, my sleep pattern was sporadic for a while now, and I feel like I had to put my circadian rhythm back in order, so that sound just happened to show up at the right time. And it really worked. Like, even though I felt like I didn't sleep at all, I felt rested. And I think that was because I was so in my dream.
Like you.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it was an experience, and I'm enjoying it and, getting closer and closer to my inner being and my truth and my understanding. So that's a beautiful thing. And okay, moving on, because we're gonna talk about this for hours, right?
Yeah, I was like, let me not say anything.
That's the hard part. It's like you got so many bars to get off. Like, okay. So the next part is outlast the pain. I heard this from E.T. He was like, the only difference between me and anyone else, and the reason I was able to achieve, is because I outlasted the pain. And I feel like a lot of people quit after they experience certain things. It's like, it hurt. It hurt me. And they stay stuck in that.
That's why people don't do that shadow work. They don't do that shadow work.
Man, look.
Because that hurts.
Telling you, shadow integration, man. It's important.
That's good, though.
Yeah. A lot of people get stuck in that area of just like, okay, I got hurt and I felt this sort of trauma, and now I'm stuck here and I'm reliving that same experience over and over and over again, and I'm carrying that into the present moment where that doesn't belong.
Yep.
And Billy talks about this a lot, right? He said he doesn't have PTSD, he has PTG, which is post-traumatic growth. Because he took the experiences that he had that should have been traumatic and turned them into lessons in order for him to grow and become the greatest version of themselves. And I feel like those that study and learn and figure themselves out have that same symptom. They go through certain
Mm-hmm.
things in their lives and they don't ask why me. They ask, okay, what is this trying to teach me? Why did I go through
Yep.
this? Did I attract this? Is there something in my wheelhouse that just had to bring this into my life in order for me to learn something? Like, they ask themselves this question because they understand themselves on a deeper level. They know that they're not their experiences and they're not the things that they go through. There are beings having a human experience. And that's what we are.
Yep.
We're just having an experience and we're going and growing. So
Yep.
when you hear outlast the pain, what comes to mind when you hear
Going to the gym.
that?
Like, we were talking about it earlier. Like, what's
Mm,
my threshold?
mm,
And it's like this, and because the gym it's physical, so you like it. Everybody can
mm.
somewhat relate to that. Like,
Right.
it hurts when you're like pushing yourself in the gym to that point of like, how much longer can I go until I cannot anymore? And some people don't want to get to that point.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
It's a weird noise.
That was crazy.
What was
You
that?
heard that
Was
too?
that my voice?
Yeah.
No, the robots are taking over. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay, so what did you hear anything I said?
Kinda. It kind of broke up after the when you started.
Oh, just pushing yourself to that point, because I mean, that's something everybody can relate to in one way or another. Like, working out, going to the gym, it hurts. Like, if you're really pushing yourself. But some people, they don't want to go through that pain.
Mm,
They don't want to do that. They don't want to push themselves to that point. They just want it to. They just want it to be comfortable. We have to be okay with not being comfortable, because that's where the growth is. Because you push that threshold higher and higher every time you push yourself.
mm,
That's what that is. Outlasting the pain is building your threshold,
mm. Outlasting the pain
brick
is
by brick,
building your threshold. Oh, yep, I'm putting that down.
brick, brick by brick, step by step.
Outlasting the pain is building your threshold. That's powerful. You're just continuing to elevate your comfort zone, pretty much.
Slowly,
Yeah.
slowly. And that's okay if it's slow.
Mm, yeah.
I think that's where people get caught up on, oh, it's taking too long, or they
Mm,
should be somewhere else where someone else is. It's like, no, you're at where you're at because that is where your threshold is. If you want to get to where somebody else is, you push yourself.
mm.
You grow yourself. They're
Facts.
at that point because they did that themselves. Now you do it for you.
Mm, that's it. There's a saying we have in the military. I might be butchering it a little bit, but it's like
It's okay.
smooth is slow, and like smooth is fast. Basically, it's like don't rush to do something, right? Get it perfected to a degree, right? Just get it right,
Mm-hmm.
get it down, get the basics down to a science, and then you execute. It doesn't matter how slow it may look like you're moving. In actuality, you're moving
Mm-hmm.
quick. You're moving really quick. And that's the thing I feel like a lot of people don't take into consideration when it comes to this, because they think, oh man, I'm not getting any progress, or I'm not making any progress, and it's not working. So maybe I should just give up or try something else. And I always say the difference between anybody successful and the average person is that the successful person does the basics very well. They do the
Mm-hmm.
basic stuff very well. It's not complicated. They just do the same thing over and over and over again. If I come on live for the next 7 days and I teach just these, right? Just these 4 mindset lessons, I'm perfecting my craft. And even if
Mm-hmm.
you heard it before, somebody else is going to come on and they've never heard it before, and they're going to get it in the way that you didn't get it, because I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a better version of myself teaching this than I was when I taught you, right?
Yep.
And so that's the most important part. This is what we're doing right now. We're exercising and we're getting
Mm-hmm.
better. We're exercising our brain muscles, because that's a muscle that a lot of people don't exercise enough, right?
That's why I love puzzle games. I love puzzle games.
What? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. The biggest game I'm learning to learn right now, it's been a while, is chess.
Oh my God, stop! Because I'm gonna download an app to teach myself how to play chess because I want to learn.
Really? Uh-oh.
Yes.
What's the app? You gonna be my chess partner. Yeah, we gonna learn chess together.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
There's an app on my MacBook. It's a chess game, and you can play the computer. I don't know. You can play other people online too, but that's definitely like a game that comes with the MacBook. Ironically, which is funny. A chess game comes with the MacBook. Anyways.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. But yes, I really want to play. I want to learn.
Yeah. Because if you learn chess, you can learn life. If you learn to play chess, you can learn how to play life. Because that's all life is a chess game.
Some people. I love games like that. Okay, keep going. Okay. Next subject.
Okay. All right. Remembering who you are. I got this one from Tony Robbins, right? A lot of people love Tony. Shout outs to Tony. We're gonna talk one day.
Hi, Tony.
But he talks about, I heard remember who you are. And the thing that came to my mind when it was like remember who you are is that we have two aspects of ourselves, right? We have two aspects of ourselves. And there's the aspect of us that's in alignment with everything that we have, every goal that we have, everything that we're trying to do or doing. And then there's an aspect of us that is kind of doubtful or that's not in alignment with the goal. And it's always second guessing and doubting if this will ever be. Only because you're looking at things from a different set of lenses because of the time factor, maybe. Maybe it's like you've had this goal for like 3 years and still nothing's happened. So what's the point of even trying, right? The point is, it's not about reaching the goal, right? Because the goal is something that continues to stretch you. But the goal is also there to remind you of who you are. Because the goals are basically principles. Let's be honest. Yeah. Goals are principles and values that you live by. They turn into that because there's some aspect of goals or there's some aspect of principles that go into whatever goal that you're trying to achieve, right? So I feel like you have to have things in place to remember who you are. Like you said, you got sticky notes on your bathroom mirror that reminds you of who you are, and you ask yourself questions like, what did I learn today? That is a reminder of who you are every single day. Because if you're not learning something every day, then you're not fulfilling that aspect of who you are. And I have similar things too. I have like writing on the mirror that affirms who I am. Like, I believe in my strength and abilities, or I see riches, I see wealth. Because when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking at myself. At the same time, my subconscious mind is looking at the affirmations. So when I say I see wealth, I see health, I see happiness, I see prosperity, I see peace. I see these things in the mirror when I'm looking at myself. And so that's just something that helps me to remind me of who I am. So when you hear remember who you are, what comes to your mind?
What's the saying again?
Remember who you are. Remembering who you are.
Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Sorry, it like got weird and it was like who you are, and I was like, sorry, slight glitch.
Yeah.
Remember who you are. It's just in those moments where, like you said, like in those moments of frustration when you're out of character, are what you would like to be your character, if that makes sense. If you're not there, it's okay to give yourself that grace. You are having a human experience. At no point does anyone expect you to be perfect. That is not what we are here to be. That's not a thing. That's not how this works. Give yourself that grace to say, okay, this is what's happening. I'm reacting, or however you process your moments. But remember that you can always get back to that person that you want to be. That is a choice that you make. No matter what life throws at you, no matter what comes, life is waves. Emotions are waves. They flow like water. You will always get back to who you want to be. But it's a choice that you have to make.
It's a choice you have to make. I saved the post. I didn't save it in the thoughts folder, but it was a post that I thought was real profound, and it kind of pertains to what it is that we're talking about. And it says pretend. It goes pretend to be outgoing or pretend to be a leader, an athlete. Just pretend to be disciplined or just pretend to be who it is that you want to be. Because over time that starts to compound and it starts to become who you are. Because the more you play that role, the more you believe in it and the more you become it. And I feel like there's not enough of that going on because people are playing roles of victimhood, of desperation, of fear.
Yes. Victim mindset for sure.
Yeah, everybody's just playing the blame game, and it's always the government or their parents or their childhood. But they're never looking in the mirror and saying, yo, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem.
Where do I stand? Where do I stand in the equation of my life?
Where do I stand in the equation? Right?
Yeah.
2 plus 2 equals 1. So you got to figure out where you in that equation. You got to figure out who is the one that's not showing up.
Yep. What's your role?
Mm.
What role are you playing?
What role are you playing? All right, moving on because we're running short on time. Who are you? Right? That's the biggest question I feel like you get whenever you're on this spiritual journey. I was talking to my brother-in-law, right? I was talking to him, and he was asking me that same question. And he was like, "Yo, can you answer that question? Like, who are you?" And I immediately came with an answer because I used to get that question all the time coming up, but I could never answer it because I didn't know who I was. So I was in the process of identifying that, not based on what I was doing or titles or accolades or whatever. I was looking internally to figure out who I was, right? And I realized that I'm a set of disciplines that I believe in. I have my disciplines written right here. So if the question is, what are your top 5 values? And mine are discipline, integrity, selfless service, self-confidence, and willingness. And I see all of those traits show up in my life and show up as who I am. But first and foremost, I always tell people that I'm a infinite being, right? I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, right? I'm just going through life. I'm experiencing certain things and I'm growing and I'm building my own philosophy. So that way I can create something and leave something behind for the next generation to learn from, because that's what all great philosophers have done, right? Greatest philosopher is Jesus, and that's the one that left behind a whole book for everybody to follow, right? So that's the trail that I follow. And so whenever you hear who are you, what does that mean to you? Who are you?
Once I got to I'm a spiritual being having an experience, I think once you hit that point, it's like, all right, time to dig deep. What's happening? And I always think back to when I was little, because that's about as pure as I get, right? I have a really weird like memory of like from way back, like very far when I was very young. But I always, once I really got into my journey and I thought and went back and remembered, I always told myself that I wanted to have joy in myself, like be happy with whatever I had going on. I never had anything specific, and I wanted to help people. I wanted to be of service to people. I've never wanted to hurt people. I think that to make it all short, because I could go on a whole thing, but I think I am a light in this world. My love is my gift. I'm here to give love, be love, receive love, in whatever way that life brings to me, and be an example for the ones around me, because I see a lot of hurt around me. It's really hard to be a light in a dark place, right?
Yeah, I get that.
And slowly you start to see the little flames come around and you're like, okay, we're here now. Let's turn up. Let's really light it up. And I feel like that is one of my that's who I am. I'm a light. That's really all I can say. Here to give love, receive love, be love. Talk love.
That's it. That's it. You are the light. You're the lighthouse that lights the path, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Honestly, I feel like I found myself in some of the most darkest places. And
You
yeah,
do.
for real. Oh, let me okay, here we go. I just had to
I
open
really
it.
like this music. Whichever one you're playing.
It's it
Is it
is
that the sound bath one with the guy?
nah, this is different. This is a
No?
sacred.
Okay.
This is a 369 hertz with a 40 hertz with a 3.5 hertz. Yeah, it's a lot. But basically it's just like anxiety and self doubt, like deep subconscious self doubt, and how to it just helps to overcome that, right? I'll send it to you. It's really good. Lost my train of thought. Anyways.
Being lights in the world.
Oh yeah.
And finding yourself in dark places when you're
right.
light. Yes.
Right. Yeah, finding yourself in some of the most darkest places. And I feel like in a sense, you have to embrace both sides, right? That's that yin and yang, the light and dark.
Yes.
You gotta embrace the darkness as much as you embrace the light. And integrate the two. And a lot of people are afraid of that. But you are somebody that went through it and you learned, and now you're like, okay, I'm the light. I went through my darkness, but I'm the light that lights the path because I understand what it's like to be lost on the path. So you're the lighthouse that lights the way for others to follow the path.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
You're the lighthouse that lights the way for others to follow the path.
Mars. Because my biggest lesson in that is it's so dark because it can be so bright. That polarity, it can only get that dark because it has the ability to get that bright. Right?
Right. Wow.
And I think when people really take that in, it starts changing. You think about life differently. And it gets you through those really hard times because life gets hard, but you're strong enough to get through it. You have that ability.
Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. All right. We're moving on. All right. The key to happiness.
Is this my favorite one?
Yeah, the key to happiness. I figured out what the key to happiness is, and I'm going to share this secret with all of you today. So, the key to happiness is progress. The key to happiness is progress. If you've ever done something in your life, and at first it seemed like nothing was happening, and all of a sudden you get a pay through, or you get some sort of reward for the effort that you've been putting in for a certain amount of time, it feels good because you know that work that you did wasn't for nothing. And I feel like that's showing progress. Like, okay, I'm learning, I'm growing, this is working, this is happening. And I think that's why a lot of people quit and give up on things, because they don't stay in it long enough to see the fruits of their labor and how big it can be. I remember when I first started going live on TikTok and not YouTube, TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. And I actually started getting paid to go on live. And it was small because I was doing it for a while. I wasn't really doing it for the money at the time. I was just doing it because I wanted to show up for myself, and I was overcoming things. And that was my way of overcoming them. And so as I was just continuing to go live and things of that nature, I developed a clothing brand, right? I developed a clothing brand. I developed a course, and I started getting paid for these things. It wasn't much, but I seen it was doing something. Like somebody bought a hoodie, or somebody looked at the course, or somebody, sent me some gifts on live, and that transitioned into dollars. And I was like, oh, okay, it's starting to work, right? And so I feel like progress is what people are really truly looking for. People are looking for, how is my life going? Because whatever it is that I'm doing, if I'm getting the same results every day and I'm not happy with them, then something has to change. So whatever it is that I'm doing outside of the thing that's not making me happy, it has to get some sort of result in order for me to feel like it's worth going further. So whenever you hear that, the key to happiness, what is the key to happiness for you in your mind?
I got so happy when you said it in the beginning because I feel like you already know what I'm about to say. Gratitude is the attitude. Stop playing with me. Like, this is not a joke. It's not like it's a saying for a reason. Gratitude is the attitude. And even with what you just said at the end of it was gratitude. Was it not? Because if you have someone else in that situation who's starting off and things aren't going as great as they would hope off the top, they give up. They're done. Oh, well, I guess this wasn't for me. Why? Because they weren't grateful. You don't get more when you're not grateful for what you have, what you've been gifted, where you are, where you're going, where you can see what you can see happening. You don't get more after that. That's not where because you're not happy. Law of attraction, happy, gratitude, it's all connected.
Facts. Even the dog agrees.
Gratitude is the attitude. I know. She came running out. It's time to potty. She's like, Mom, what are you doing in the car?
She didn't understand. When she heard gratitude, she was like, yep, that's right.
Right.
That's right. It's gratitude.
Bars.
But that's really the biggest key. Gratitude, being grateful for it. I feel like that gratitude helps to overcome so much, no matter what's going on in your life. If you're saying thank you and being grateful, it really changes things. Like, sometimes I'll look around and I'll be like, wow, I can't believe gratitude got me this far. Not saying I'm not surprised. Right. It's like, it fills me up with even more gratitude.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Man, look here. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, all right. Okay, you did that. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this is the last one, and that makes me so happy because, it's my favorite. Gratitude is the attitude. That's going to take you further than anything.
That's how you end it. Gratitude. Gratitude is going to take you further than anything in this world. Just say thank you. You listen to Ralph Smart?
You said who?
Infinite Waters.
Ralph Smart. It sounds very familiar.
You should definitely check that out because he talks a lot about gratitude and just being thankful and just thanking the universe always.
Sounds so familiar.
If you see it, you'll know.
Probably.
You see it.
Probably.
But yeah, gratitude is the biggest key. Oh. Just say thank you. That's what he always says. He just says, just say thank you. That's it. It's not that hard. Just say thank you. Be grateful.
Oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm just going to say thank you to everything. I mean, I already do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge myself to say it more.
There you go. I started doing, I started saying thank you as soon as I wake up. Like, when I open my eyes, I just say thank you. That's it.
Yep. I learned that from Jay Shetty. As soon as you wake up in the morning, thank you. 3 things.
3 things to be thankful for. This was good. I'm so proud of us. We did this in record time. Woo!
No, because 63 minutes is really hard because the way that we could have dug really deep.
Yo, these topics can get deep. We can go on. We could go. Yo, I swear, each topic can get an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like, eventually we'll have to get to that point where it's like, okay, we have to pick one thing.
Yeah, for real. Oh, man. So, okay, I guess that's it. We're done. Gonna close this out. You gotta
we will. I will try to catch up with you during the week. We'll try to send messages here and there.
Okay.
Get together and kind of talk about some stuff.
Okay.
I know we're both so busy, so I was supposed to send you a voice note, and I'm gonna do that.
Yes, and also you gotta work on your outro too. Your intro and your outro. That's another thing you gotta add to the list too of other things. Yeah.
Okay.
Like this. So now that we're done, I'm just gonna pay some bills real quick. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Thank you for allowing us to be on this journey with you. I truly believe we do better when we grow together, so let's continue to grow with one another. If you found this helpful, inspiring, or motivating in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get notified whenever we publish a live video or a video in itself. We went over a lot of things today. And a lot of these things can help you to grow and become the greatest version of yourself. These are the things that have allowed us to accumulate the success that we have today. It's all about being grateful. It's all about trusting God, trusting the process. It's all about getting addicted to learning, outlasting the pain, remembering who you are and recognizing who you are first and foremost, right? And understanding that the key to happiness is what you make it, whether it be progress or whether it be gratitude. No matter what it is, it's in your hands. You're the creator of your reality, so make your reality great. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, peace.
Oh, I'm Alisha Catherine. I'm just grateful to be here. Thank you to you, Paulizè. I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta go to work. I got things to do. I got goals, so I'm gonna skedaddle and take care of those. I'm so thankful to be here, and thank you for watching. If you end up watching this, share it, comment on it. We'll come back to it. Reach out to us for sure. We love interacting. Thank you, Paulizè. I'll talk to you throughout the week. Okay.
All right, Alisha, you take care and go knock it out. Hey,
all right,
beat that threshold.
Oh, for sure. Please don't make me cry.